To another city. Chris, you were talking about the Game of Thrones. You got something up on it. Are you a Game of Thrones guy?
Yes, I am. I'm all caught up.
What is it about this show that takes you?
It's different people competing for a throne. What is, I don't know. I think it's a fun story, well told.
I didn't know that's the thing. Everyone tries to become king?
Yeah.
Is that it?
They're playing a game amongst each other to see who's going to get on the Iron Throne.
And then each of them believes they deserve it. There's no one is there like, I don't really deserve this, but, I'm going to still go to war.
When you get there, are you a king?
You're the king of Westeros.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's, the question is, why do I like it? I think the answer is that it's a fun show to watch. So that's pretty much it.
I don't watch things with dragons in it. I'm not a big dragon
Well, the good news is, not a ton of dragons, but enough that you're like, ooh, there could be more dragons at any time.
Shit, there's magic.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might be the last person giving this a shot. Now, you have trouble with the show, though, Chris.
Look, 'cause I read the books, and I'm all caught up. I read all of them.
Were you a book reader on this?
No, I don't. No. I've never learned to read.
That's sad, but you've done well.
Yeah,
But now,
exactly.
since the books have come, since the TV shows come out, since it was option for a TV show, it's just blown up gigantic. It's crazy. So people are looking back and calling George R.R. Martin like the Tolkien, like the American Tolkien.
And you have a problem with that?
Yeah, because he's nowhere near American Tolkien. I read the fucking Lord of the Rings. The movies were fine, but I'm talking about the literature, the actual stuff that was written.
So what do you want this guy taken down a peg?
Yeah, I do, because
I can't do that for you.
throw in American Tolkien. There's
I don't
only
have
one.
that power.
There's no need for an American Tolkien. There already was one.
Well, you don't were you around when people were saying that Neil Simon is a modern day Shakespeare?
No.
That would have made you angry.
Yeah, I would have fucking lost my shit.
Okay.
I couldn't take it.
And
Right.
Michael Jackson is the king of pop. That was too close to Elvis Presley.
Yes.
Who is the king of pop music?
Right.
Thank you. So
I don't think that people should get so angry about things.
Oh, I'm pissed about it because it keeps coming up over and over again. Because as much as the TV show gets popular, because it's the biggest thing on HBO now people just are jerking off all over George R.R. Martin.
Mm-hmm.
I think what you're mad at is that they like him disproportionate to how good he is in comparison to Tolkien, but that the show is plenty fun.
The show's fine.
You do like the show.
I watch the show every week.
Yeah.
Right, but you don't want him to be praised for it.
No, not at all. Because
Not at all, or not as much as he has been in a handful of things that you're specifically seeking out.
it is what it is. Is that the showrunners are doing a better job of telling his story than he did originally.
Oh.
The people who...
So you're thinking even the book was bad, you're saying?
In hindsight, yeah, there's a lot of fluff in there. Lord of the Rings was told in 1,200 pages. He's up to over like 5,000 pages right now with the Lord of the Rings. And they're so freaked with Game of Thrones. They're so freaked out he's going to die that his publishers, HBO made him tell the guys who run the show how this fucking story ends.
So they're afraid that there's no ending if he dies. How old is he?
He's in his 60s. And it's like 8 years between books. The guy's losing his shit here.
What do you mean he's losing his shit?
He doesn't know what he's doing. He's in over his head. And because this TV show got so popular, it's freaking out. He is in over his head.
What do you mean? Is this what radio is? It's getting mad at a fake thing?
Yeah,
it's not fake at all.
It's not. First of all, it's not fake at all. I take that back. But not completely.
I gotta agree.
No,
I gotta agree. I don't understand your point.
This guy started something.
Yeah.
The Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know how to finish it. And now that there's a TV show that's associated with it.
You mean he's too sleepy to finish it?
He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know how to finish this thing.
I've never saw him before.
George R.R. Martin is full of shit.
I know how to finish it. A bunch of people just get their heads cut off, and then there's just going to be a bunch of blood. That's how every other season ends. I guess the last
Do you not like the show?
I just don't like it because, like, how every show, like, death...
Do you watch it?
I tried to. I can't get into it because, like, there's so many characters that just die, and then those people don't, like, really get in trouble.
Is this a caller? Or?
No, he's over there. Shelby's over there.
Oh, hey, Shelby.
He's running the board for us.
No problem. You're doing great, Shelby.
Thanks.
You don't sound like Gollum. Just to be clear.
That's a first, but that's actually a step up.
But I don't understand. You're two people who say, I watched the show, and then both of you are saying you don't like it.
Oh, no, I don't like that the love that George R.R. Martin's getting. And they're comparing him to Tolkien, who is heads and above a better writer. And he actually was able to write a story.
But he doesn't have a show on HBO.
No, he had some movies, though.
Did you read all
Peter
the books?
Jackson. Is
Yes, I read all the books.
So then why are you complaining about him as the author if you read all the fucking
Because
books?
I wasn't reading the books thinking this is the great literature. It's fucking people having
I gotta
incest
go
and
with
dragons.
Eugene. This seems fake.
This isn't
It's
fake
like
at all.
somebody
You
mad-
seem legitimately mad, but what you're mad at is a thing you like is by others compared to a thing you like more.
Yes.
And you think that's unreasonable.
It is unreasonable.
You're like getting mad at like someone saying that the Rolling Stones are as good as the Beatles, and even though maybe not, I don't know. I also like maybe the Rolling Stones a little more.
I like the Stones more, too.
I'm
so-
a Beatles guy.
Let's try to
See?
start that thing.
See? Why don't you-
You're a
yeah,
Beatles
let's start
guy
that
of
up.
the Stones?
Yeah, I'm Beatles guy.
Yeah.
Okay, now
I hope the Who destroy you.
Now I like Game of Thrones more than I like. I don't even watch any of these.
You're right that
Yeah.
Tolkien is probably a better thing,
When
but
was
that doesn't.
Tolkien around?
He was around like in the early 1900s. And he's published like in the
Oh,
40s
yeah.
and
Yeah,
50s.
he
That
wrote
was
stuff at a
before
pub
that.
in England.
I thought that for some reason, I thought that those books were even older than that.
No. He was a professor at Oxford.
Yeah.
George R.R. Martin was a fucking staff writer for Max Headroom.
All right. So,
Wow,
you know.
you're
Yeah, he's
really
looked into
mad
this.
at a person who did a very good job on some books in his show.
I would say this. I think George Orwell's better than all of them. Where does that put me?
Yeah, yeah.
I love George Orwell. It's two different genres.
Oh, I see.
So it's the genre thing that has you mad.
That also plays into it
So
because
wait,
he's-
so if he just simply removed the three dragons
yeah.
from Game of Thrones, would it then just become a crime thriller?
Well, no, Westeros isn't real. But if he changes to L.A., the seven fucking families
I
of Los
see.
Angeles.
Oh my god, I can't wait to adapt Game of Thrones for Brooklyn.
This is Joe in Utah. This is a caller.
This is a caller.
This is actually a caller. Eugene.
Great. Can't wait to make fun of him.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Listen to his ideas.
Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, Ron, every time Chris brings up Game of Thrones, he talks about dragons or magic.
yeah.
There's hardly any magic or dragons.
Well, I just say that to annoy him. If I'm going to be totally honest.
Why?
Just because you get
Give it a
pleasure-
shot.
You get pleasure for something, and if I could tear it down a little, it makes me feel better.
Makes me feel so bad.
It's
Yeah.
true. There is barely any magic. It's it's sort of a charming element of it.
I did not know this. I
like-
thought it was all magical.
And people are like surprised, like they're surprised, like holy shit, there's magic.
the people who live there, they don't live in a world of magic.
No.
They
Dragons
occasionally
have,
see it and it freaks them out.
yeah, dragons haven't existed in Westeros for hundreds of years.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like our world. You know
How weird
people
we-
in New York don't believe in dragons?
All right, so
Give them a month.
So you were saying this is all up on the Interbank today, but your Martin versus Tolkien. Where did you go with this? You're saying he's better because he's got a better pedigree.
He's got pedigree. He went to Oxford. He fucking worked in the Oxford English Dictionary and the letter W. Like he just was figuring out W words. And then also there's the fact that he wrote Elvish. He actually literally wrote another language. He was a linguist versus Martin, who had someone from HBO just make up another language for the Dothraki.
Tolkien didn't really know where he was going either. I mean, that last movie, pirate ghost saved everybody at the end. It's nonsense.
Ooh,
That's
Sting.
not nonsense. Those were cursed souls that he brought back to fight the armies of Sauron.
Once you're dead, you should just be dead. That's how storytelling works.
Well, you tell that to Mr. M. Night Shyamalan, and I think he would disagree with you.
Actually, I would like to add that it is pretty amazing that George R.R. Martin kills main characters all the time.
Yeah.
Nobody has that kind. That's a really kind of great technique. Even though now you're kind of like, man, anybody's going to die.
The first time, now he's just like a shock jock. Where now every end of every season, let's kill off 7 or 8 main characters. It's lost any sort of surprise.
It's lost some of its surprise. Let's not be
Oh, I'm pissed.
100% one way or the other.
But here's the thing. You don't think it's kind of amazing that this guy was able to pull this off in modern times when there's so many other types of television to watch?
The first book and the first death, main death, yeah, I give it that to him. And that was a shocking, crazy death.
But I mean, even the fact that he created this world that people seem to be believing in and having fun with.
I mean, I watch the show, but I don't believe in it. Let's just be clear.
I mean, Eugene thinks it's real. He wants to do a comedy festival.
It is a
there.
little. Yeah, I want to do a comedy festival in Westeros, but I'm terrified.
I don't understand it, but I've never seen a fan hate something before.
Oh, no.
You're a fan and you despise it.
Because it's gotten so popular on the TV show, and the TV show is literally better than the books. There's no need to read the books. Watch the TV show. There's no need to read
the books before you saw the show.
I was like, this is good, all right.
You must have loved the books. You read them all.
The first book I fucking loved, and then now I'm just reading them just to get to the end to see how this thing ends, which he doesn't know. So now I feel suckered at the same time. These are thousands of pages.
I can't begin to understand where your issues start and end. But I wish you the best.
I don't get it either. I don't I've never seen a fan despise the creator of the thing that they like.
It does seem a little unfair.
And I'm not angry, and I'm not a fan. And I have no anger, nor do I feel like he's getting too many accolades.
Oh, he is, though.
Because I know he has fans. That's who you get the accolades from.
I don't think his fans are very smart. And I'm one of them, sort of.
You're treating him like the Dane Cook of fantasy, where you feel like it's okay to attack him, even though you're not, even though you're going to the shows.
It's true that he doesn't tell his stories in the round.
Charlie in Jersey has a problem with you, Chris.
Hey, Chris, I know you're such a big fan of Lord of the Rings. What was the guy's name?
Which guy?
Who was leading the armies? The bad guy in Lord of the Rings? That they
Sauron?
Sauron?
What you call him?
Sauron.
Sauron, really?
That's how I pronounce it.
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
Why? What's the guy's actual name?
Sauron?
Yeah, and they pronounce Smog as Smaug. It sounds ridiculous in those fucking trailers.
Maybe they're, accents, who knows?
Yeah, not everybody's from Queens, Chris.
Yeah.
You're from Astoria. I never know half the things you're saying.
I didn't know he was going to trick you into a real thing that you seem to know about.
I see.
Here's Andy in Cleveland. He's a fantasy guy.
Chris, seriously, please stop defending Tolkien. You're doing a horrible job.
How so?
It's pronounced Smaug because remember that language you mentioned he created?
Yeah.
That's how he told everybody to pronounce it. Like he actually wrote out some pronunciation for said language that he created. And basically, at the end of the day, Game of Thrones is like the airport bookstore version of of Lord of the Rings. It's just Lord of the Rings with tits and dragons. That's an incest. I mean, that's the easiest way. It's a cheaper version. It's a more accessible version. It's not as scholarly as Lord of the Rings was. And to say, by the way, that we already have an American Tolkien. Tolkien was never an American. He's British.
Yeah, no.
Are you angrily agreeing with everything Chris has said? Because so far you are making the exact same points, but angrily.
I'm going totally meta with this. I'm just gonna dive in and go.
Are you calling from the future?
Yes.
Because you completely agree with him. Angrily. I like it. I think it's really fun. Yes. Chris, you are so pretty, and I really like your hair.
Thank you.
Having had some time to contemplate this 20 years from now, I am now calling you back in the year 2014 to bitch at Chris angrily and agree with him.
Great.
Well, this could go on for a while.
I agree with what he's saying. But he's just doing a really bad job of representing it.
Yeah.
He's getting things 80% right, and nothing pisses me off more.
I'll take that.
Let's see.
He's the Romney. He's trying to say stuff that you're like, maybe
some
like, can't tell.
Eugene Mirman Comedy Festival, May 1st through 4th. All kinds of great guests. I'll get tickets at Ticketmaster.com.